bit louder. Rep the king just a little bit prouder. Putting hope on the radio. See why? Gonna let 'em know it's the inspirational power hour.
You're listening to the Inspirational Power Hour podcast with your host, Chandra Wise. This is a place for anyone who loves gospel music. We go behind the scenes and talk to the artists and the songwriters and the producers and everyone who loves and supports the genre of gospel music. And every now and again, you'll hear stories and hear from people that will uplift and inspire you. And today is no different. We're continuing the crucial conversation about the fight for social justice and the fight for equality that we are still experiencing right now in our nation. And today I'm having a very crucial conversation with recording artist, musician, and creative Dear Silas. Dear Silas is a Mississippi native, and over the years, he's been very vocal, using his platform to inform and inspire others to get involved in the fight for social injustice. Today, we talk about the role of creatives in this fight and exactly how creatives can use their voice and influence to affect change. As always, make sure that you're following online on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure to follow at Chandra Wise. And on Facebook, make sure to like the Inspirational Power Hour fan page. All right, so let's get right into my conversation with recording artist and musician, Dear Silas.
It's the Inspirational Power Hour.
We are continuing our conversation. We're continuing the conversation about everything that's going on in our nation right now. And, you know, it may seem as if this conversation is slowing down a little bit, but we cannot afford to let that happen. We have to continue the fight for a change, the change that we need in our society for future generations. So today I'm incredibly excited to talk to this artist. He is phenomenally talented and creative, and I think he has a lot to say. So I'm talking to Dear Silas. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for all the compliments. Yeah, I'm very, very happy, elated to be having this conversation with you today.
So are you not used to the compliments, Silas?
I mean, they come, but, you got to keep yourself humble. But I have learned at the same time that, to accept what God has for you. So I'm all on board for both.
Cool. Because I've, seen you over the years, and you are incredible. Thank you guys for checking out this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Make sure to follow Dear Silas online and keep up with everything that he has going on. And also, guys, remember to follow me online on Instagram and Twitter. Follow at Chandra Wise, and on Facebook, make sure to like the Inspirational Power Hour fan page. As always, can you kind of tell to stay focused, stay encouraged, and stay safe. How you got started in music and how your artistry developed. Give us a little background.
Yeah, sure. I've been a musician my whole life, honestly. I come from a family of musicians. Like, my father got me into to playing piano first, and I picked up the trumpet later on, probably around middle school, and I was in performing arts at APAC. And I pretty much played in the band, marching band, my whole life, high school, middle school, college. And I started hip-hop probably somewhere, probably around the end of my high school career, going into college, and I started to take it serious after I received some compliments like you gave me this morning. And it kind of gave me the confidence to go ahead and pursue it, 100%. And I've been working at it ever since then. And but I pretty much didn't have a choice. My dad is, alto saxophone player, and he was really hard upon me, just using, my talents to get me further in life. So I kind of had to catapult me into where I'm at right now.
So you've, like I was saying earlier, you've really been vocal about the need for change and everything that's going on. And I love to hear from creatives, because not all of our creatives are being vocal right now, and I appreciate the ones that are. So why is it important, Silas, for you to use your voice to further this conversation and further the cause?
Well, for one, I'm super passionate, about my people. For one, definitely super passionate about, everything that I do, and I just take that attitude with everything that I do. So with that going forward, it's super important for me to say something or me to be out there, and using my voice with the platform that I have, because I have a platform, and that's it right there. And I think people, Black people specifically, they need to see someone with a platform, or someone, who they receive inspiration from, on a daily, out here talking about things that that needs to be addressed. And it fuels me, because I'm a Black creative, I'm pushed into this market where it's dominated by non-Black people, and so, I'm fighting for change on my side. And also, I really just want to show people that, if you use your voice, change can happen, and this is very important, for people to people to see that, because, if I do one thing, even if it encourages just one person, to start using their voice, that over time is going to help us to get further than we are right now.
So one interesting thing that you said about how you are advancing in this marketplace that's predominantly run by non-Black people. Do you think that affects the marketplace? Do you think that shapes the narrative, and do we have the power to change that?
Yeah, it definitely shapes the narrative, and that's why, as a musician or a hip hop artist in general, like, I gotta speak about this every chance that I get, just so people will know the truth, what's going on. We make up, I feel, in my heart, nearly 100% of the influence and, and what's going on in the culture, but that narrative can get changed, and it can look like, we're actually following and not leading the pack, when when in actuality, we're making, the trends, and setting the tone and the pace for everything that's going on. So yeah, I definitely think, we gotta step up and say something every chance we get, in order, to keep that narrative on the right path and make sure people know the truth.
And when I think about the legacy of creatives and musicians and singers and artists, performers that have really used their platform over the years, over the decades, to be vocal about this exact same issue, all the way from artists like Nina Simone and, artists like Donny Hathaway and artists like Marvin Gaye. And there was a time when an artist would use their voice. They were affected. Their careers were affected by that. You know what I mean? But I think today we are seeing more artists today in 2020, unfortunately, having to use their platform for the same reason. Artists such as Beyonce, who's arguably one of the top artists of this generation, and they're able to use their voice without. Well, I'm not gonna say without that same backlash, but is there a difference? Can you talk to me a little bit about how that has changed over the years?
Yeah, it's definitely a difference. You still, still going to receive backlash to anything you got to say in this business. And while it's not the same as it was, back in the era of Nina Simone, or even people like like I look up to, like Muhammad Ali, or Sam Cooke, at every opportunity, these guys spoke up, and they had everything to lose. And that just, that fuels me even further to just, to make sure I say what I need to say, and I speak up when I have the opportunity, because I do have to be grateful that, I don't have it as bad as they had it. While people still, say things to me out of their way, and I do have the opportunity to lose some things because of the things that I say. It's nowhere near, what they had to face and what they had to go through, and I feel like I would be remiss not to say anything when they had everything in the world to lose, including their life. and and they still spoke up. And because if they hadn't done what they did, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now.
Absolutely. And one of the reasons I think it's important, Silas, is because I remember hearing, and I'm trying to remember exactly the conversation and the quote, but I remember hearing one of our civil rights legends, giants, compliment creatives of that era for really helping use their platform and using their voice to take that conversation to the masses. And they complimented artists like Dick Gregory. They complimented artists like Harry Belafonte for being on the forefront back then. So I think it's so important, Silas, for creatives to use their voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
And so let's talk about a little bit through the decades, how art has helped to tell the story. Every form of art, from visual art to music to movies and plays. I think it's important now, and I love to get your opinion about this. I've heard people say, we don't need to see another slave movie, or we don't need to see another, story where it depicts us in that type of light. Can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of artistry in telling the story, telling the conversation of our people, telling the plight of our people?
Well, for one, it's extremely important to continue that story, and because a lot of this stems from uneducation. People not knowing what's going on, people being unaware, people thinking that racism doesn't exist anymore, or that was 300-400 years ago, and we definitely don't face these problems now because we sit in the same restaurant and eat together now. And that comes on both sides. With black people and white people. They definitely have to be educated. Because one, our history is not in their books. Our kids aren't even being taught this stuff. So a lot of times, they're not finding out about these stories, that happen right in their own backyard, especially here in Mississippi, until they see a movie or they hear a song. So, like, as an artist or a creator, we have a huge responsibility, to make sure these stories are being told so we can continue, to teach the next generation. Because I was having a conversation with a friend not long ago, and I was saying that, if we can, I'm okay. I would love to see it. I would love to see the change happening, with equality, but I'm okay with it not happening in my lifetime as long as it happens. And, it's going to be there, for my children's children or their grandchildren, so on and forth. But it's very important for us to make sure that we're doing this because everybody doesn't take in information the same. Some people, it's going to affect them more within a song. Some people, it's going to affect them more by seeing, a piece of art on the wall. Some people, they want to see it in the capacity of the theater. So we got all these different outlets, and we got to use every single one of them to make sure, people who are ignorant to the situation, they know what's going on, and they know how it affects us on both sides, and how we can, continue to push forward and change it.
So what is it, Silas, that you would love people to know? What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be that, I came here, I left a huge amount of, a great body of work here, but I want that body of work to resonate with people until the end of time. I just want to make something that's timeless and that can continue to help people, whether it be, struggles with their inner self, struggles with trying to figure out how to navigate the world as it is right now. And I wanted to be able to continue to do that, long after I'm gone. I just wanted to last forever, and I wanted to be able to help in some fashion with just a change, overall with the world.
Silas, thank you so much for taking time and for talking with us, for sharing with our listeners. Can you tell everybody how to follow you and keep up with you online?
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you for having me. Everybody can follow me at Dear Silas. That's DearSilas, and that's on every single platform. Dear Silas on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, YouTube. It's the same all the way across the board.
Y'all, and I'm telling you, he is super creative. I love your Instagram, Silas.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So last question. What do you have coming up next that you want people to be on the lookout for?
Right now, I'm just like kind of in the zen space right now, where I'm waking up every day, and I let God take me where He wants to take me. So I don't think I have anything per se that I want to promote anything or what I got coming next, but I just know that I'm doing what makes me happy, and just stay tuned, and you'll definitely find out.
Awesome. And I can definitely say we from Mississippi right here, we are proud of you. You are one of the best things about the state of Mississippi. We got a lot of work to do to change the narrative of Mississippi, and I believe that you are an instrumental voice in helping us do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you guys for checking out this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Make sure to follow Dear Silas online and keep up with everything that he has going on. And also, guys, remember to follow me online on Instagram and Twitter. Follow at Chandra Wise. And on Facebook, make sure to like the Inspirational Power Hour fan page. As always, remember to stay focused, stay encouraged, and stay safe. Remember that we're blessed to be a blessing to somebody else. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.
It's the Inspirational Power Hour.